So Clinico is the main booking system that we use at Melbourne Functional Medicine. And the purpose of this video is to just give you an introduction, go over the main parts all staff, no matter what their position is within the team, should be capable of doing. Our first tab here is the dashboard. So Clinico offers a service where we can send text messages to people. It can be a manual text message or it can be an automated one, such as a appointment confirmation. Quite often patients do engage with us through these text messages. So on the dashboard is where you will see these replies. Quite often it will be a reschedule or maybe a supplement order. So it is very important if you're in a receptionist role to be always keeping an eye on the dashboard so we don't miss anything. Under the appointments tab, this is where you'll find the calendar. Each practitioner has their own column in the calendar. If for some reason you're not able to see someone's column or you want to remove someone's column, if you scroll down the side here, you can select or deselect the practitioners. Of course, you can skip ahead to weeks as well as coming months along the side. And each appointment is color coded. So for a consultation, which is a follow-up consultation of 45 minutes with the practitioner, this is in blue. The blue represents that they're actually coming into the clinic. If their follow-up consultation is via phone or a Skype, it'll be in green. These big orange blocks here are our initial appointment. So these are our 4-hour initial consultations that anyone that is beginning the 6-month healthcare program will have. Health coaches also have appointments booked in, and these are their coaching phone calls, and they'll be in this pink colour here. These grey boxes, as you can see by the little title here, are unavailable blocks. So if for some reason you're not available in your calendar or you want to blank out some time to work on something, you can simply create an unavailable block, and this will mean that no patients are able to book in at this time, as well as anyone looking at the calendar can be sure not to book in during this time as well. The Patients tab here is simply where you can search for patients. Every patient has a profile, and in order to find that patient's profile, you can simply search their name in Patients. You'll find all the patients' contact information here. Here is where we're able to send a text message. We like to use extra information for a few things. Things like identifiers, so for example, this patient has 3 kids. FF, this is just a little side thing that isn't compulsory, but FF just means fun fact. At Melbourne Functional Medicine, we really value building rapport with patients. So fun fact is just anything that a patient may mention that you think would help to build rapport or could be a talking point. So for example, when this patient comes in, I can quickly look at their extra information and find out that they're expecting their first grandchild soon and strike up a bit of conversation around that. Along the side here, we've got treatment notes. Files is where we scan and attach things like pathology results and test results to, and invoices. Products is where you'll find the inventory. So again, you can search by name or you can also search by supplier. So if you wanted to know the bioceuticals products that we have, you can search bioceuticals and it will bring them up here. Or if you wanted to know which magnesiums that we have, again, you can simply search by that name and it'll bring it up. You'll find the stock level as well as the price. Once again, regardless of your position within the team, it's very important that everyone knows how to book an appointment. Our current process is that practitioners book their patients in at the end of their consultation. So as a receptionist, we don't have to worry about booking, but quite often patients will reach out and ask you to book them in, or you may need to reschedule. So it's a really, really simple process. Let's say, for example, I have a patient that would like to come and see Jabe at 11:30 on Monday the 28th. I simply go to that line there, double check that I've selected the right time here. If I haven't, I can simply adjust. I want to make sure that I'm booking the patient in for the correct appointment type. As you can see here, we have our 6-month program and then we have our post-program appointments. It is crucial that you're booking people in correctly for invoicing purposes. So with a follow-up consultation of the 6-month program, there is no consultation fee. If this patient is post-program or has been working with us before we started the 6-month program, there will be a consultation fee. So just be sure that you were booking them incorrectly. If you're not sure, you can always ask as well. For the sake of this patient, we're going to say that they are already on the 6-month program. The 45 minutes is already allocated here. You just need to search for the patient's name and select Create Appointment. Once that appointment's in, the patient will automatically receive a confirmation text and email, as well as a reminder text and email too. Now, if for some reason our patient needs to reschedule, that's not an issue at all. Let's say that they need to schedule to the following week, but they need it to be later in the afternoon. All we do is select the appointment, select Reschedule, and we go to that date on the calendar and simply select the time slot that suits. So let's say 4 o'clock suits them. Click the 4 o'clock and it will move the appointment to here. And once again, once that's in the calendar, it's all locked in, and all those reminder emails and text messages will also be automatically updated. Another process that all staff need to be able to complete is taking and processing a payment. If the patient has an appointment, you need to make sure that you're generating the invoice through the appointment. So at the checkout process, you would simply open up the appointment and select Add Payment. Now, because this patient is on the 6-month healthcare program, as I mentioned before, there is no consultation fee. If they are a post-program patient, it will come up with the appointment fee here, but in this case, all we need to do is add any supplements or testing that may be required. Firstly, remove this line here because that's for billable items, and we need to add a product. So say, for example, this patient might need some Citramag, and they may need some zinc. So you simply search in the product bar until you find the right one. Do keep in mind we do have a few different irons and a few different magnesiums, so do make sure that you're entering the correct one to make sure that 1, people are taking the correct supplements, and 2, we're not charging them incorrectly. If you need to change the quantities due, then once you've entered all the products, you move forward to Create Invoice. Now, we do have a few different payment sources. Card is obviously the most common. A few patients will pay with cash, and we also offer Zip as our payment plan solution. Most payments are always on card. What you need to do at this point is process the payment through the EFTPOS machine. Once the transaction has gone through and been approved by the EFTPOS machine, you then come back to Clinico and enter that payment in the system. Because the EFTPOS machine and Clinico obviously don't talk to each other, but we want to make sure that it has gone through the EFTPOS system correctly before we're entering it into Clinico. Once the amount's gone through, we can do $73.85 and click out, and it should bring it down to 0. Scroll down the bottom here, go to Save Payment. What we need to do now is email this invoice through to the patient by just selecting Email, and it will give you a little notification here. And also offer the patient if they'd like a printed version. A lot of the time they're just happy with an email, but it's always good to offer.